Hello, everyone, and welcome to this midweek message here for July 31st. It feels like it's been a minute since I've done one of these, and in fact, it has been. It's good to do start recording again and to reach out. I'm Pastor Aaron Holmgren from Salem Lutheran Church in West St. Paul, and I'm looking into the month of August, and we have some things that are going on. Not surprisingly, we have National Night Out, which is the Night to Unite, which is August 6th. That's a Tuesday, the first Tuesday of the month. And that's being held here with games and ice cream. It's been a blast the last couple times I've been able to make it. And it's always a great time to sit with new neighbors and to have conversations and to invite kids to play games. So hopefully you can make it to that. Um, we also have coming up our we've had a proposal given to us as far as putting solar panels on the roof of the church. Now it would be just the flat part here, but we're going to get into the details, what it would cost, why we are thinking about it, in the next two adult forums. This is an opportunity for the congregation to learn about this project, to have input and questions, and to help us decide if this is something that we as a community of Salem want to do. So the first one, I'll be presenting just a bit of the project and more kind of the theology around why embrace solar. And that's going to be this coming Sunday, adult forum. And then the next adult forum, we're going to continue the theme, but this time Buff Grace, who is from Minnesota Interfaith Power and Light. He's been the one who has been advising our property and operations and our stewardship team as we've looked at this decision together. And so he's going to be present for the next one to answer any and all of your questions. And that's going to be the August 11th. So we'll have these two solar panel discussion opportunities in the next two Sundays for the adult forum. So keep that in mind. We want everyone to feel as well informed, and we want everyone's opinions and insights to be shared in this big decision. It's nothing that we want to take lightly. So that's the next 2 weeks, solar projects for the adult forum. We then also have a joint worship service coming up with St. Stephen's. We're going to hopefully go to Marthaler Park. I'm actually going to check that out with the pastors and presidents this afternoon and see what the new construction looks like. But that's the plan for August 18th, a joint worship service at our normal time, 9:30, just outside at a park. So that should be really fun, and just to have that on your calendar. And then because it was such by popular demand, the National Christian Nationalism Adult Forum that was originally going to be one that has been split to two and then put off because I was sick. I'm doing two more, so that will be at the end of August and into September. So just put that on your radar. You haven't missed it if you weren't here last Sunday. I wasn't here either. So um, then we have two collections going on. We have our Moreland Elementary school supplies. The biggest thing that they need are over-the-ear headphones, not Bluetooth. So with a plug-in. And so you can find those at Target or Best Buy, but Target sells like some pretty cheap ones. So, but those are important for students as they learn. So that's Moreland Elementary's. There's also other items that they need. The top 5 needed items are listed on signs and in our announcements. The other thing we're collecting for is for newborn kits. It will be part of our God's Work, Our Hands Sunday coming up at the beginning of September. And we need items for those newborn kits to pack. So really want to stress that those are things that you should be like looking for, adding to your grocery list throughout the next couple weeks, so that we have a great collection of items for God's work, our hands on that Sunday. So, newborn kits, elementary school items, uh, adult forums coming up, joint worship coming up, National Night Out, Night to Unite coming up. Um, Always things going on. So, last week we had the story of the feeding of the multitudes, and this week Jesus talks about like, is it just because your bellies are fed that you're following me, or is there something more here? And obviously, he points to something more, this bread of life, which is Christ Himself, which when He is broken and His grace is shared, then there's always enough. And at the very beginning of John's gospel, we have this phrase grace upon grace. It's mentioned very briefly, but it seems to be this running theme throughout John of just the abundance and multitude of God's power. And so anytime we hear these stories of abundance or signs of Christ's power, it tends to point back to this grace upon grace. The multitude of the loaves and fishes that fed 5,000 or more points not just to the physical power of this banquet, but to God's ability to cover all the costs through the sacrifice of Jesus. And that is the grace that we cling to every single day, even when things don't seem to be going the way as planned. The grace upon grace is that abundant source, that living water, the bread of life, that we can always always rely on. And that dispels all fears. It can calm all anxiety. Is it a magic bullet? No, because we are human, and our minds might think, oh, that's a nice concept, but be overwhelmed by chemical imbalances and hunger and stress. It's not going to be the perfect solution for you to just know that there's grace enough. But there's grace enough, even when we can't comprehend that. It's it's incomprehensible. This love of Christ that goes above and beyond even what we can wrap our heads around. So when we hear about these stories of abundance, it always points back to God's grace, and so that's how I'll finish today. Just we give thanks for the grace of God. Have a great day.